Today it's time for Amulet Bishop, the deck that got kind of stronger because of that new legendary, that weird 3-cost amulet that I was really iffy about when it was released, but turns out it's actually not that bad. Anyway, this deck list is not mine. It comes from the YouTuber from Japan. There is also a Haven main. He plays nothing but Haven as far as I'm aware. It's called Sakakibara. I will put the link in the description, so you can check out his video if you want. He makes nothing but Haven basically, so if you want to play more Haven, you want to look for decks or learn how to play decks, you can go check out his video. Anyway, I will be playing his list today. I'm probably not that good at playing it. It's a surprisingly difficult deck to play and wrap your head around, but I'll just play some games, look at some games, and just talk about what I'm thinking about, and let's just jump into some games, I guess. So our first game will be against Sword, and we are going first. As usual, we sort of assume they're loot Sword unless proven otherwise. So we just keep our early game amulets here and just toss everything else that we don't need. And then the Fountain of Tranquility is pretty good to be played as early as possible because its countdown is so damn long. Especially when you're going first, you don't really have that much opportunity to decrease the countdown, so you just play early like this. And then just play an amulet, just draw your cards early game, deal with your opponent's board if they are that kind of deck. So I'm just over here just drawing cards, playing amulets, you know how it is. As for right now, we still don't know what type of sword they are because they're playing the cards that every sword deck runs. And then we can just use Holy Serpent's Blessing here. The late game effect is strong, but I mean, like, it's a 3-cost 2 amulet, so you should just use that to your advantage while you can, which is why I played it there. So this tells us probably loot, so you wanna keep that in mind. The Holy Lightning Bird can get a bit heavy if you keep drawing a lot of them like this, but I mean, what can you do, right? Just play amulets when you can. With a decent amount of board clear to answer their boards in my hand, which is good. And then we'll just hopefully we draw some good amulets here to keep it going so that we can play the game. So you just see them. I guess they're truly looking for. Oh, they just wasted Rogers there. Interesting play from them. I guess they just didn't want to overdraw. I'm not really sure why they did that, to be honest. And then we got some amulets here. If we check right now, we are at 5 amulets destroyed. So probably can't reach the correct number by next turn. This Luminescent Gem is a bit interesting because if you can, you would rather not ever play this card, because when it comes out as an amulet, it pops during your, as you can see, if it's your turn, you put a random amulet countdown from your deck to your hand. So if it's during your opponent's turn, you will not be able, this amulet literally does nothing. So if you summon it off your Seraph of the True Key, I think it's called, I think that's what the card is called, right? Then if it's destroyed during their turn, it does nothing. So you, in order to avoid summoning this, you generally don't want to play it if you can afford to, but right now I'm a bit not doing good, so good on amulet count, so I am just gonna play it. So with this, we need one more amulet destroyed to reach, right? One more amulet to destroy, reach 10. Then after that, we just need to find the Seraph, which a bit unfortunate that we haven't drawn the Seraph yet after so many cards. So we're just tossing these down to just draw deeper into the deck to hopefully find the Seraph is the goal. You can see they're not doing so good in their loot counts, so we have a bit of leeway. We know that we won't die next turn probably. So you see them, I guess they're just generating their loots, right, so that they can reach 7 next turn. I think they reach 7, yeah, they do reach 7 next turn, so I might actually die next turn if I'm not careful. Hopefully I can find the Seraph. And that's the Seraph, or the angels, but they become the Seraph, right? So I'm just trying to heal here to make sure I don't die next turn. There is also the trick of like you playing the Serpent's Blessing before you put the Seraph in play if you have enough cards in hand. If you to make sure when you have enough to like fuse and actually win the game, right? So if you can put this amulet first before you play, and then they're already on the board, so you already get the healing and the +2/+2 and can't be targeted. In this case, I summoned it out with this thing, so it's fine, right? And just evolve to make sure I clear both of them. This thing will clear the other one. I don't want to waste my... I only have 1 Feather Tempest left, I don't want to waste it. So here I'm pretty sure they can't kill me without killing the True Key Seraph at some point, which will heal me back up, which is why I'm fine here to just chill. It looks like they'll be able to clear the Seraph, so hopefully I need to draw another one, but I do have a lot of cards drawn on the board right now, right? Draw like what, 3? Draw 2 cards from this. Actually that's not a lot, but I draw 2 cards here and then I draw another one from my turn, so hopefully that one of those is Seraph. I mean, I haven't drawn any Seraphs yet, right? So I think the chance of drawing a Seraph here is fairly high. Lucky start on the Juliet there. I don't really think it ends up mattering though. And we managed to draw a Seraph, so that's basically GG, I'm pretty sure. So we just put this amulet down. This thing is just to decrease this so that the amulet's ping will finish it, so I can continue to hold on to this Feathery Tempest in case I need it for something. Then we just put the Seraph down, and then they shouldn't be able to kill me without killing the Seraph first, which will heal me back out, which will heal me off lethal. So yeah, you see the 2 Daido Gunners here, it's kind of scary, but in the end they will just pop the Seraph, and then the Seraph will heal me back up with his last words. So I believe my opponent ends up conceding here, but I mean, like, I had Astolfo to finish the game, right? Wait, no, actually I don't need maybe they didn't concede. I don't remember, either way I have lethal here, so it's fine, right? So this is kind of how the deck functions. You just place amulets in the early game and then just hit the Seraph. So let's move on to more games. We can hopefully show off the deck a bit more. So our next game is Blood, and we're going first again. Blood is like a weird position of popularity. I mean, it's kind of popular, but it's not that good, but a lot of people like it, so I mean, I guess it's worth talking about this deck. Once again, we just keep some early amulets. Chalice is okay going. It depends on the opponent's deck, right? But Blood is fairly aggressive in the early game, so I want the Chalice to answer their boards. I can honestly just ignore this and heal up. It's worth noting that the Wrath matchup, which is, this is Wrath, right? The Wrath matchup is a bit awkward sometimes because our main win condition does involve pinging them in the face multiple times during their turn, so you might accidentally get yourself killed sometimes. Just be careful of that. So a bit annoying that I had to clear that board here. Going for mums here is just higher likelihood that I clear 2 of these, right? And then luckily for me, it hits just the right points for me to just banish this, so that I can deny them the ping and the card draw. And they have the blitzers here, so they are doing fine. Yeah. They'll probably enter Wrath next turn. Right? We have a decent amount of healing, so we just play safe, just banish their threats, and just advance our own amulets. Try to draw, you know. So we see the Enchanting Rhapsody, so now we know we absolutely cannot play a follower for the rest of... Oh. We can't afford to leave a follower on board for the rest of the game. Here I've easily reached 10 next turn already, so hopefully I can find the Seraph and that should be good enough for me after that. They're not in Wrath yet, by the way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we just have 5. So we've drawn 2 angels which are very nice, very on time. This Warden of Wings guarantees Holy Serpent's Blessing, so just keep that in mind. And then here we have the hand space to afford it, so we're just gonna play the Holy Serpent's Blessing here, which will heal us up, clear those 2 and just make the Seraph more durable. Against Blood, it's not really that important because they have a lot of easy ways to clear the Seraph without targeting, like the Diablos and Rouge and Verte. So we do let them use their Devilish Diva here, but it should be fine. Oh, how to train your bats? Wolf? How to train your that thing basically. It's a bit annoying in that it blocks all our damage by giving them the damage shoot during their turn, right? But it's fine because we still get a lot of healing, and honestly the main goal for us is just to reach turn 9, and then we can just use an arrow to finish the game, right? So it doesn't matter if they erase our damage from the sting or not, we just heal up and just stay alive until they die. So that is the plan. And that's the Diablos had the name. You know, funny enough, if this, I think they actually could have had lethal if they planned themselves better, but I guess they didn't play that well. So here we can just use our standard Unero combo, the classic, and finish the game. You've never seen the Unero OTK combo before, this is what it looks like. So this is generally your way of finishing games. The Seraph is like a bridge to this turn. Usually you don't always win the game just off the Seraphs, and you don't really need to expect to do that. So yeah, that's it for this game. Let's move on to the next game. So next we have a match against Portal, and we are going first again. Are all my games going first? I wonder. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, as usual, we just want our early games. We also keep the Angels because they have pretty valuable cards to have. They're like basically your entire mid game is just them. So well, as usual, Portal has a lot of different decks. Control Portal can be a bit of a miserable matchup against us, just because their control tools are very annoying because they can discard cards in your hand, which might accidentally just kill your Unero OTK on the spot. So just watch out for your hand size and make sure it's big so to minimize the chances of the Battlecruiser sniping stuff. The Battlecruiser will also banish your Seraph, but that's not honestly as big of a deal. And interesting that I actually didn't know either, but if you play Wishing Chalice without a banishable target, you can just play it without banishing your own hand as well and just use it as a very, very inefficient draw amulet. Interesting, my opponent doesn't ramp here. I'm not sure why, but well, it's their choice, I guess. So I'm just drawing the amulet to get some amulets in play. At this point, I want to mention that for these angels, as you can see when I played their fanfare, I used it to reduce the countdown for this, and the reason why is because I have already popped an amulet this turn, so this will already return to my hand even if it doesn't reduce the amulet. So the point is that I think a lot of people, me included, when they first see this card, they treat it as like an inferior Skullfane, right? So they get it in their head that they use this to pop amulets when they're at countdown 1. But from what I've observed, the real way to use this card is actually just to use it to decrease your countdowns on other amulets that aren't at 1 on turns where you've already popped an amulet naturally just at the start of the turn. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're looking at the Angels of the Covenant. Also, you can use them to banish cards, right? But in this case, I don't really need it, so. And here they're duplicating the card, probably duplicating the neutral 6 cost, the Angel of, what is it, Condemnation? Goddess, sorry, not Angel, Goddess. But that's fine, we are just here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is Amulet. Am I at 10? I'm not at 10. I reach 10 next turn. And this just answers this. And then because of the evils, I can put this at 2, and then the Angel will decrease this. And then just to avoid overdraw, I'm using here. I don't really need the Orchid, right? the Amulet that much anymore, so I'm just using it to make space in hand. And we just pass. So when they increase their max HP like this, it can get a bit annoying if they can out-heal your damage. But here we just play the Seraph here, nothing insane. I refrain from playing the Holy Serpent here because I expect that with 3 of the Angels in my hand, I will run out of hand size at this point, at some point. So I'm just using that to make sure I'm pretty sure even if I fuse, I still overdraw, right? Yeah, I'm still gonna overdraw, so there's a bit of misplay on my part if it... Probably should have fused the other one as well, right? So they pop the Seraph here, which will ping them in the face for a bunch of damage. So we have our 3 Unarials in hand, so we need to make sure we keep all of these at all times just to make sure we don't die. Here I'm playing this Blessing because I need the hand space, probably because of the amulets this will summon. And then just pass, they're probably gonna banish it anyway, so there's no point in evolving it, right? And then here comes the Battle Cruiser probably, yep, we knew that was coming. But the Battle Cruiser does erase her, but it doesn't erase the amulets, so as long as we manage to keep the correct amulets in hand, we are still fine. Unfortunately, we still lack the Holy Bird. I'm playing Kirei first just to make sure I keep my hand size as big as possible. Here I finally draw the bird. Hopefully I don't lose it to a second Battle Cruiser or something. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my last Angel here. Hopefully they don't just whip out a second Battle Cruiser and discard my key cards. Luckily for me they didn't do that, so they just used the Erasure and Eden, which lets me finish them off with the Unaro combo again. Important note here of course is that at 10 PP when you play 2 Unarios, you cannot accelerate though. I mean you cannot crystallize the Holy Bird, you need another way to decrease your remaining PP because of the Holy Bird being 6 cost followers. You can see now I'm at 6 PP, which will mean that I can't crystallize this, so I need to play another amulet first, which will let me crystallize the Holy Birds now. So yeah, just keep that in mind as well when you're calculating your Unario lethals, just check to make sure your costs are all in line, and that's it for this game. I think I have one more game for you. So our last game will be against Sword again. This time I'm going second. Finally have a going second game here for you. So we just keep Orchid here, the rest aren't very useful for our early game, so we just toss them. Tranquility is always nice in the early game. Here I want to mention that they didn't redraw and then they passed turn 1. This is because they were, I think, AFK, so they were timing out, but I mean, I just wanted to show this game just because I think there were some important play points to note in this one. So they came back on their turn 2, so they popped on the Monica here. We're not really threatened by this board at all, so we just draw with the Van Beauty here. Nothing insane, just very standard plays. And then here they pop down the Seeker of Love, which is interesting. So we just Holy Serpent's Blessing here. Nothing insane, just heal back the little bit of chip, hopefully clear the Monikas. Well, I mean, we got one of them, so that's good enough, right? I guess. We're playing against Rally, of course. It's pretty obvious at this point. So against Rally, we want to keep their board pretty locked up as much as we can, just to prevent them from getting their Rally count too fast. So we have a decent amount of hitting, so we can afford to just take a lot of damage to the face. I'm just trying to decide what to discard. The banish here, and I mean, we have 3 Unarios, so I can afford to just get rid of 1, right? And they play Toy and Silver, which is a pretty rare card. You don't see that very often. I guess they're saving their evil points. Interesting choice from them. So obviously this is the only problem, actually threatening card they have, so we're just gonna get rid of that. And then in the meantime, we just advance our Amulet Condition. We don't play the Holy Serpent's Blessing here because it will clear their board for them, and if you look at this, they are at rally 7. So if we keeping them at 2 board spaces prevents them from reaching 10. So now they're still stuck at 9, right? So basically all I'm doing here is just teaching you how to torture rally players. So let's look at what we are at now. We are at 7 amulets. This is 8 on the board here, so I believe it's time for the Holy Serpent's Blessing, yep. And with this I will reach 10. At this point there's no point in trying to delay them anymore, so I'm just gonna play that to like heal and stuff, right? And then they play another there, so I guess they break pretty hard. So we do take quite a bit of damage here, but it's honestly fine. Rally doesn't have like direct face damage, they always have to go through with storms, which is very bad for them because, well, we are at enough amulets destroyed at this point, so we can play this. Actually, I'm pretty sure we played the Holy Serpent's Blessing, right? I fuse 2 just to make sure I have enough hand space in case I get a bunch of card draw amulets. And then these will just draw me cards. Then since I got one more of these Holy Serpent Blessings, I can evolve this and trade, and then the amulet will clear the rest of the board for me. So now I've healed up and we have a very big fat follow on board that they have a lot of trouble answering. So we force out the Opulent here, which is very nice. You can see they just barely managed to clear the Seraph here. But we do draw a ton of cards, so hopefully we find another Seraph. Oh, they just conceded. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this game. Just wanted to show off a bit of playing around Rally, and yeah, that's it. So that is it for this deck. I hope you enjoyed it or thought it looked fun. I mean, personally I think this deck is pretty fun actually. So if you have the cards and you like Haven, especially if you like Amulet, the Amulet playstyle more than whatever Heal is doing right now, then you can give it a try. Of course it's rotations coming soon, so maybe you don't want to invest too much resources if you haven't built this deck already, but if you've been playing stuff like Crystallize for a while, like maybe in the previous few expansions, you probably already have most of the necessary cards. So yeah, just give it a try if you want. It's pretty fun. It's a very difficult deck to play in my opinion. There's a lot of situations where you probably just lost the game from misplaying, but it doesn't really feel that way. But usually you lose a lot of games from misplaying with this deck. It's because there's so many decisions to make with like amulets, when to play them, what to play and all that. And then you have to start counting like multiple turns ahead, as well as playing around what your opponent might have. So yeah, it's a very fun, engaging, very difficult deck. It's fairly strong as well. It's obviously not tier 1 status or anything, but I think it's good enough to... it's definitely good enough to climb with if you're interested in playing the deck. So yeah, just give it a try if you want. Of course, once again, I will link the original creator in the description, so check him out if you want to see more gameplay with this deck. That's it for today, I think. I mean, I'm still a little update, I guess. I'm still sick. You can probably hear me coughing and talking weirdly in this times video as well. So yeah, I'm still on the road to recovery there. They did announce Crosscraft, so I will probably try to hopefully get streaming by then. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll just put out a video every once in a while, so yeah, just check it out if you're interested, if you care. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.